King Solomon, the legendary emperor of ancient Israel, is remembered not only for his ultimate wealth, but also for his transcendent wisdom, which was considered a gift from the divine. In the marble corridors of his Jerusalem palace, he observed thousands of destinies passing by, from royalty to servants, concluding that a person's fate lies not only in individual effort, but is also shaped by those around them. According to Solomon's philosophy, wisdom is like an oil lamp that needs to be cherished, and there are certain types of people who carry a toxic wind capable of extinguishing that light at any moment. Recognizing and courageously walking away from toxic relationships is not narrow-mindedness, but the highest act of self-respect to protect one's own legacy and future. The journey of building wealth lies not only in numbers, but begins with the courage to clean up one's own mental environment. Do not let the lamp of wisdom be extinguished by toxic connections. Start selecting wise companions today to protect your destiny and sustainable prosperity. Are you ready to step out of the shadows of the relationships holding you back? The first type of person Solomon specifically warns against is the foolish, not those lacking knowledge, but those who reject correction and despise discipline. In the book of Proverbs, he left a sharp teaching that whoever walks with the wise will become wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. This foolishness often comes with arrogance and lazy thinking, creating a stagnant environment that causes your lamp of wisdom to gradually fade due to a lack of positive interaction. There is an anecdote that when two women fought over a child and came to Solomon, he used a shocking psychological test to find the real mother. Through this, he indirectly taught that a wise person always knows how to look into the essence of love and sacrifice, entirely contrasting with the foolish who only cling to their selfish ego regardless of the consequences. When we spend too much time with those who constantly oppose progress and live in a loop of uncorrected mistakes, our creative energy will be eroded by pointless stories and narrow mindsets, causing our vision of wealth and success to be obscured by the fog of mediocrity. The transition from the foolish to those prone to hot tempers and violence is an inevitable step in purifying your social circle, because the fire of anger has the most devastating destructive power on mental clarity. Solomon advises not to make friends with an angry person, lest you learn their ways and set a trap for your own soul. People who constantly live in a state of conflict, ready to explode over the smallest reasons, are essentially emotional black holes. They not only disrupt your inner peace, but also drag you into meaningless disputes, wasting precious financial resources and time. Remember the time Solomon built the temple in Jerusalem, a marvel requiring patience and the coordination of tens of thousands of workers? If this king had been caught up in the momentary fits of anger from those around him, perhaps that great structure would never have been completed. When near a hot-tempered person, you will gradually lose your ability to react calmly. The lamp of wisdom, which needs stillness to shine, is now violently shaken by borrowed emotional storms, making every investment or career development decision emotional and prone to collapse. Not stopping at those who act out externally, the third type of person hides more subtly and carries a hidden destructive power. These are the flatterers and the fake. Solomon once compared the words of a flatterer to delicious morsels that are actually laying a net at the listener's feet. In the life of the wealthiest king in history, there was no shortage of people seeking to praise his greatness for their own gain. However, his alertness helped him realize that a sincere rebuke from a wise person is worth more than 1,000 praises from a flatterer. Those who always agree with you unconditionally, hiding your flaws with beautiful words, are actually isolating you from reality. They extinguish the lamp of wisdom by creating an illusion of perfection, making you stop learning and improving yourself. In the world of business and career, being surrounded by yes men is the shortest path to bankruptcy, because when wisdom is no longer challenged by thorny truths, it becomes weak and obsolete. The decline in wisdom and finances also stems from a least expected source, associating with gluttons, the lazy, and those without a purpose in life. Solomon observed that drunkards and gluttons will become poor, and excessive drowsiness will clothe a person in rags. This is not just a moral warning, but a law of energy. People living without discipline, always seeking temporary pleasure while ignoring long-term responsibilities, will create a toxic environment of indulgence. When you immerse yourself in a group of people who only discuss enjoyment and are lazy in labor, the fire of ambition within you will gradually cool down. Solomon, with his massive fortune from the gold of Ophir and merchant fleets, clearly understood that wealth is the result of an alert mind and diligent hands. He did not allow the negative influences of a hedonistic lifestyle to ruin royal discipline. Leaving friends who only drag you into excessive partying is how you add more oil to your lamp of wisdom, keeping your mind sharp to seize opportunities for sustainable wealth building. Ultimately, the journey to becoming wealthy and maintaining wisdom, according to King Solomon, is not a solitary path, but a calculated choice of companions. Abandoning toxic relationships does not equate to arrogance, but is a profound awareness of one's self-worth and the mission one is pursuing. When you have enough courage to close the doors leading to foolishness, hot tempers, flattery, and laziness, you simultaneously open up space for the wise and the righteous to enter. Your lamp of wisdom, instead of having to fight against toxic winds, will now be fueled to burn brighter than ever, guiding you to prosperity not only in silver and gold, but also in peace and sustainable inner strength through the years. That is the greatest secret Solomon left behind. Guard your heart and mind above all else, for from it flows the source of life and true wealth.